Would you guys think about getting like masks to wear for like future conventions and stuff like that? A better disguise than what you had?
No, that was a solid disguise, dude.
No, do you want to talk about the disguise you were thinking of having?
Okay. You know what? Like after seeing what happened on the second day, I call up my mates and who was on like the floor and like I was like, can you buy me a mask? Because I want to see if like the mask works.
Like a full...
Like a full face mask.
Right? And so they buy me a mask. I'm not going to say what it is in case I end up using it for future conventions, but they buy me a mask of a character.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And so we go to the bar afterwards, they bring me the masks, and I try it on in front of Joey. And I'm like, Joey, does this mask work at all? Can you tell it's me? And the first thing Joey says is like, you ain't tricking anyone.
No, because like it's like the mask just covers the face, right? But because Gon's hair stands up, it's just Gon's hair above it. Like you can tell from like if you are aware of what Gon's hair looks like, it's so freaking obvious. I'm like, yep, that's Gon. Yeah, because like I knew that wasn't gonna work because back in AX 2018, 2019, whichever the last one was, Aki and I tried to do the same thing, but like we had like we didn't even have like a face mask. We had like a full covering the head like balaclava style like mask. And we were both wearing that. We're like, we're gonna get away with this. They'll never freaking know. And we were walking from the hotel to the convention, which was like a 2-3 minute walk. And as soon as I got out of the hotel, someone was like, "Hey, Joey." I was just like, "Fucker! Damn it!" So just
My perfect disguise.
Immediately gave up.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna work. That's why I was laughing my ass off when Connor was like, "They'll never know it's me."
I didn't expect it to work. I was like, it'll just buy me enough time.
You might as well have just had a sign that says, "I am Connor" from Trash Taste.
Just like a sign that says, "I am not Connor."
I am not Connor.
I'll do that. Yeah, sure. We'll get a giant fucking like one of those pizza flipping sign things. I'll be like,
I'm not Connor.
Arrow here. That's like, I am not Connor.
No, because like I actually did try it on the Sunday, and it worked for a bit. Actually, it worked because like people definitely recognize me. Like as I was walking around the convention, people definitely recognized me. But it wasn't like it was like the Connor strap, or what Connor wanted to do, which was it bought you enough time that they didn't like you didn't get stopped immediately. But I could see like every like fifth person I walked past, they did like the double take. They did like the double take. They would walk past and then like something would click and then they just like
is that?
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
Yeah. Who is that guy? I felt a disturbance in the force for a second there, but like that bought me enough time to be like, okay, they've looked around and I'm already like enough the way down.
Yeah.
So it definitely didn't hide my identity, but it made people like not immediately
like not run up from a distance.
Yeah. And I think like as long as you don't stop in one place for too long, then it's useful.
But the problem with that is that like, if you have that particular mask on, for instance, then the word is going to spread. So it's like, so the guy in that mask, that's gone, right? And then it just doesn't work anymore, right? Because it's like now they're just looking for the guy in that mask. So it's like it's a one-trick pony.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get like a new mask for like every day or like every fucking convention or something.
God.
Yeah. Because I did see like a couple of like people I knew, like YouTubers and stuff, who were like going in cosplay and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, like that's smart because you're in a full cosplay type of thing,
exactly.
Right? So it's not just like covering the head type of thing. So like, but like in saying that, am I bothered to get like a full body cosplay to like walk around? No, I'm not.
Too hot.
Yeah,
it is. It's too hot.
Speaking of cosplay, though, my God, Genshin has like taken over this year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like every third cosplayer I saw was a Genshin character.
Yeah. Like because normally like I remember like the AnimeCon experiences, like one or two characters would completely take over. Now it was just like the entire cast of Genshin.
Yeah, there was a lot of Genshin. I didn't realize that it was that popular.
Yeah,
because I remember in like 2018, 2019, I think the big thing, at least for people who came up to my signing, was like Nekopara characters. And I think I saw like 2 Nekopara characters today, and I was like, oh, okay. Well,
Nekopara was that big?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, because it's so easy to cosplay, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, and there's so many variations, so like it's very easy for a lot of people to cosplay it. But yeah, like now it's just like Genshin or Demon Slayer or
I saw a lot of
something
Demon
else.
Slayer.
Yeah.
I mean,
always
I
a
was
good
expecting that.
I was expecting
a
Demon
lot,
Slayer.
lot of Jujutsu Kaisen as well.
Yeah,
that
of
was like
course,
that was like
of
the big three that I saw.
Because
Yeah,
it's not mid.
because it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not mid.
Yeah, but like I like my mates were telling me that like the Genshin line or the line to buy Genshin merch was like by far like the longest line.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were selling Genshin.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, well, this is the closest any fucking Genshin fan is going to get to buying actual, real merch, you know?
but there was one part of me that was like, oh man, there's like so many like Genshin characters, you know, being cosplayed, and it's like, oh yeah, there's like a new era of like cosplaying in at cons. But
Yeah.
the one thing where I was like, oh yeah, this will never change is people coming up to me making me sign death notes.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was like that is a piece of con culture that will probably never go away.
That will never
That will
die.
never
That will
go
never
away.
die.
And I'm like,
I
all
just-
right, that's familiar right there. Yeah.
Fuck, I just remembered that happened to me as well. Yeah,
I probably
yeah.
signed like 10 or 20 death notes
Yeah,
like during this
yeah.
week, and I was like, all right, that's one piece of like con
Yeah.
culture I'm glad will never go away.
It's like it's gotten to the point where like I know the Notebook now when I get given it, right? because they make it like you always get like the Death Note, and then they make you sign it, and then they're like close the cover, and they're like staring at you. You know,
Yeah.
they're like, "Ha, what do you think?" And I'm just like, "Ha ha, you got me."
Yeah, the pages are very noticeable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I don't know, not full.
Like I don't even have to like flip the cover anymore to
Yeah.
see what I'm signing. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Death Note.
Are you superstitious about it? I know some people don't sign death notes because they're like, oh, what if I actually do
What?
that?
Who?
I've met some people who don't sign them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Because like, are you wishing me to die or something? That's fucked up.
no, I don't care.
I mean, like, I also another thing is like, there's a lot of people that try to get you in like D's nut strokes nowadays as well. Of
Yeah.
course, that's the new like Death Note like trick now.
Yeah. It's like I had a couple of people being like, "Oh, can you sign this for my friend? He couldn't be here because he had ligma." And I was just
Yeah, but
like,
this-
and I'm like this close to being like, "Oh, I'm sorry for your friend," and I had to stop myself being like, "I was like."
Yeah, I think this guy tried it on all three of us. And
Yeah.
I think I was first, and I just was like, all right, nice. It's like Ligma, okay, wow. I was like, come on, man. Do you really think that's gonna fucking work? Come and find something
Although I
creative.
must say, the dude who found that restaurant in London, which was called Secondis,
Yeah.
I think that was.
I
genius.
was like, all right, you deserve
Yeah,
it. You deserve
that's
the
like
cred.
that's like a D's nuts joke that had effort put into it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
respect that. Yeah, because he got us like these like Indian or I think like
Is it Indian nuts or something.
yeah, it was like a snack that was made out of nuts. So it was like, oh, I got you some nuts from Secondis, and I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. That was really funny.
It's like, I'll take it. I'll
yeah.
take it.
I was like, you know what? I respect the creativity. I'll take that. Yeah.
what were some other gifts that you guys got? Was there anything that stood out?
Oh, there was one actually. We got it yesterday, but there was this artist guy who gave us this like poster, and he's like a mecha artist,
Right.
And he made this like
Maybe it's on screen.
maybe it's on screen, I don't know, but like he made this like trash taste mecha. Essentially,
Oh my God.
yeah, and it's like full on, like I
it
mean,
looked
Con,
really
you saw
fucking
it,
good.
like
Yeah,
it
it
looked
was really good.
freaking amazing. It was like
Yeah.
kind of a cross between a Gundam and an Ava type of thing, but it was
Right.
like it had like the trash taste purple on it, and it
Right.
looked really freaking cool. And he was like,
really
"Yeah, I did it in 2 days," and I was like, "What the hell? I wish I could do that."
It was
So,
really nice.
I really wanted to give it to Alan because I know he's like a massive mecha head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've like held on to it, so I'll give it to Alan.
That's really cool.
But
I
like
wanna see that.
yeah, there was just like so many cool like just I don't know, really like talented people. Like a
Yeah.
girl gave me like a ring that she had like made as well.
really?
It's
That's so
like,
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. It's like it's you know. Obviously, like, you know,
Yeah.
pieces of fan art and stuff like that is
Yeah.
like amazing as well, and like
Yeah.
we've kept all of it, obviously. But
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
like a custom Pokemon card for mine and Cindy's wedding. It was like
Oh,
custom
really?
made.
Oh,
It was like
shit.
proper metal and everything.
Oh,
I was like,
cool.
that was
That's
like
pretty
one of
fucking cool.
That was one of the coolest gifts I've ever seen. So.
I remember there was a guy who came to my signing on the Friday, and he made me sign like a holo Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I haven't seen that in a long time."
Yeah.
He came back on the Sunday to give me the card,
Oh,
like in
Wow.
in film like
What
this.
the fuck?
And I was just like, "It's like, yeah, I like scoured all over the con to like find it for you."
Yeah,
and he like
yeah.
came back on the Sunday to like give it to me, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "You the G, bro. You're the G."
Give me a limited edition first Charizard, please. Yeah. I would like one.
did you get someone? Did you get a masterpiece?
No, so yeah, the guy, I was really disappointed. He brought out a copy of Masterpiece.
Right.
which is like
hentai.
Yeah, the hentai.
Yeah.
Like it was like the full doujin colored.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, he said, yeah, sign it for me. And I'm like, can I have it? And he was like, no. And I was like, hey, I got to shoot my shot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got this for me?
Yeah.
It was like a joke.
Sign it, bitch.
I was like joking with him. I'm like, you got this for me, right? And he was like, no. And I'm like, I think you got it for me. And there's this poor guy behind me. So we had like, obviously you have like a handler at a con. Basically the handler's job is to just kind of get you to where you need to go and also help with the signings, kind of help with the flow.
Yeah.
And he was like this normal British dude who just like, he was talking to me about football and stuff. And I pretended like I understood what was going on. And I take out this masterpiece to sign it and I just open it up and I'm like, nice. And he's like, whoa. Whoa. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is not normal. This is not a normal thing to open and just admire right now. And so I closed it and I was like, oh, he was like, wow, that was intense. And I was like, oh yeah. Weirdo, right? Weirdo.
Yeah, so
freak. Freak, dude.
No, I totally just like bought into it because like my handler who was next to me, she was just like, oh yeah, you've like signed some pretty weird things. And I'm like, oh, you haven't seen anything yet. And then literally as I said that, some dude was like, can I get you to sign something that's like very questionable? And I was like, all right, here we go. And he pulls out like a Sasuke x Naruto like yaoi doujin.
I signed that as well.
And he was like, and I was like, where do you want me to sign it? Like on the cover and stuff like that? And he's like, no, open it up and find the most fucked up page to sign it on. And I was like, I don't want to open this in front of my handler, being like, oh, I wonder where's the most fucked up scene. And then I did find the most fucked up scene. And I was like, all right, I'll go right there. And she was just like, all right, no judging. You know what?
Yeah.
If these are your fans, I guess, you know? And I was like, yeah.
Because I remember, like, I had a similar experience. Because, okay, we've talked a lot about MCM. I would say, like, the signing experience was, like, the smoothest signing experience I've ever had.
Yeah, definitely.
At any convention. Like, they had this shit on lockdown. Like, it was, like, in and out, you know. Take your stuff. They gave us, like, a post note of, like, what they wanted us to sign, what the person's name was. It was, like, excellent.
It was so streamlined.
Yeah, it was so streamlined. I remember the first sus one that I got was it was a manga called like I think like Dick Fight Island or something.
Yeah. I
think I remember that.
It was Dick Fight Island, and I was just like, oh, what's this? And he was like, oh, Sydney recommended it, and I was just like, that sounds like a Sydney recommendation. And he just goes off on like he just starts going off on like the entire synopsis of Dick Fight Island, which is apparently just a bunch of dudes on an island and they fight with their dicks. So that's what I'm guessing is it, but he goes into it in like such graphic detail.
Right.
And so I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a really, really interesting story. I sign it. He goes away. And we had like a little 5-minute breather and my handler goes to me, so what do you do?
It's a long story.
Like I'm like, how do I explain this? You know,
you should have just been like, yes, I'm the author of Dick Fight Island.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I got someone who came up to me who was like, this is a reference, I guess, to anyone who has watched this episode of Trash Taste. He was like, oh man, I love your work, and then he just gives me a copy of Goblin Slayer. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, can you sign it? And I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it. So I signed a Goblin Slayer.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, that was interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of normal things. Everyone's like, bro, everyone thinks that like they're going to hand you the weirdest thing. They're like, oh, I'm gonna show you something really out there. Yeah. And it's like, all right, I've signed everything.
And I love how it's those people who are always like, oh, I'm sorry, you've never signed anything this weird. And I was just like, I have no idea.
This is baby mode right now.
This is baby mode, dude. Like, yeah.